Hi, George. There's something I want to talk to you about.
Huh? Oh, what do you want, Cassandra? I'm kind of busy right now. I'm still working overtime.
Oh, overtime, huh? Was making out with a woman at a love hotel part of your job again?
What?
You just left the hotel with a woman right now, right?
What are you talking about? I'm still at the office.
Okay then. Turn around right now.
What is the meaning of this?
Wow, you're pretty fast when you run away.
What's going on? What did you do? You didn't tell me that you would be there when I turned around. How did you know I was here?
I followed you here. And why would I tell you? That would have ruined the whole purpose.
You followed me? This is called stalking, you know.
Well, the goal was to find out if you're cheating on me or not.
What do you mean cheating? I was only going over stuff from work with Jennifer.
You were talking about work. At a love hotel? Come on, I'm not that dumb.
Yes, I was. There's nothing strange or suspicious about it. I was trying out a new method of marketing, you see.
There's no such method of marketing.
It's a marketing method I came up with.
Huh?
You know how I'm going to inherit my father's company, right? I thought that we should incorporate such new methods of marketing into the company, you know?
You must be an idiot to think I would believe what you're saying.
What?
Did you create a report on the effects and results of making out with a woman who's not your fiancé at a love hotel? Using the company's products or something? Doesn't your father's company make appliances for office work? Did you tell your father, the CEO of the company, and your mother, the head of research and development, about this new marketing method of yours?
Shit.
Trying to make any excuses is just going to make you look pathetic, you know?
Fuck. Fine, I admit it. I prefer Jennifer over you.
You mean the woman you were with just now, right? Isn't she a new employee?
Yep. Now's the perfect timing, so I'll tell you. I found a woman that's better than you, so let's get divorced. I was only going to marry you in the first place because my parents recommended you to me. I was never that enthusiastic about it. Jennifer was the one who noticed how I was suffering and made me feel better. This isn't just me cheating on you. This is true love. Let's get divorced. Actually, no. I'm canceling the marriage right now. As of this moment, we're no longer together.
What? Are you sure this is what you want?
Yep. My body and my soul both now belong to Jennifer.
Ah, I see. Thanks for breaking up with me.
What? What do you mean, thanks?
Yep, I was worried a bit as to what to do if you refused to cancel the marriage.
What? Why would I refuse to cancel the marriage?
Anyways, I'm glad you were so enthusiastic at canceling our marriage. I've already done a lot of preparation and am planning on hiring a lawyer to take care of things.
What? A lawyer?
We were engaged after all, which means that to cancel the engagement, there's a lot of stuff we need to do. You know this, right? As soon as everything's ready, I'll contact you about the alimony for the marriage cancellation and about the cancellation fees for the wedding venue. There are a lot of things that need to be done, so I'm going to need to ask you for your cooperation. We need to talk about the business consequences that will come out of a marriage cancellation as well.
What? What do you mean business consequences? Don't we just break up and that's it? Why does it seem like this is going to be a huge hassle?
You're Cassandra Phillips, right? This is Jennifer Norris, George's new girlfriend. I wanted to talk to you, so I got your phone number from George.
Oh, the fact that you contacted me directly must mean that either you're quite thick-skinned or quite fearless. Or maybe both.
Yeah. I don't want to hear the howls of the dog who lost, so I'll ignore your remarks and continue with what I have to say, old lady.
What is it?
I heard that you and George are going to break up since you found out about a relationship. So I decided to apologize to you for stealing your boyfriend. It was less than 1 month before you two got married, right? I'm so evil.
Yes, we are going to break up. I'm going to be asking an alimony from you too, by the way.
What? What do you mean an alimony? Is this too the barks of the dog who lost? Didn't I just apologize to you for stealing your boyfriend? I apologize, so that's the end of this conversation. You already agreed to breaking up with George, so everything's been solved and we can all happily go our own ways.
Yes, I hired a lawyer to take care of things, specifically to make sure that we can all go happily on our own ways once the marriage cancellation has been made officially.
Huh? You hired a lawyer? Why did you go out of your way to do such a thing? Oh, I understand. You're trying to make this a big deal just so you can bother me and George, right? You're such a jealous woman. Even I feel a bit embarrassed.
Jennifer? Me and George weren't just boyfriend and girlfriend, but we were also engaged to each other.
So what if you're engaged to each other? Can you not act all arrogant just because you were a little bit more than a girlfriend to him? It's not as if you were married to him at the time. And besides, love is free.
Marriage cancellation is enough reason to ask for an alimony.
What?
Also, I've already talked to your parents about this situation.
What? My parents?
Please don't do anything rash until my lawyer contacts you.
Huh?
I'm afraid you won't be able to keep your current job. I suggest you prepare yourself emotionally, starting from now.
Is it the case that this is going to be a much bigger hassle than I thought it was going to be?
Hey, Cassandra! My dad just told me that he's going to make one of the senior managing directors the next CEO, not me. Did you have anything to do with this? Not only that, but he's locating me to a small branch company based in some rural area. What did you do?
It's not that I did something, but that your father was forced to make these decisions because of what you did, no?
What?
To be honest, I was skeptical about the idea of someone who cheats on their fiancé when there's less than a month until the marriage being the next CEO. Did you not think about what the other employees would think of such a man was let off without any sort of punishment? Isn't that why your father did what he did? He made these decisions as the CEO of the company. You should be glad he didn't fire you.
Huh? Marriage and love are private matters. It shouldn't have anything to do with work. There's no reason I should be receiving this sort of treatment.
Aren't you forgetting something extremely important?
What am I forgetting?
that my grandfather is the largest owner of your father's company stocks.
What? Seriously?
Did you really forget about it?
I never even knew. If I had known, I would never have cheated on you.
I at least remember that it came up during conversation when your parents introduced me to you.
You've got to be kidding me.
That's not why what you did was the problem, though. Ugh, I give up.
Cassandra, is it true that your grandfather is the largest owner of stocks at our company?
Yes, it's true.
So it is also true that George is not going to be the next CEO anymore because he angered your grandfather?
While it's true that my grandfather is furious at George for betraying me, it's more that he didn't think that someone who would cheat on his fiancée a month before the wedding was fit to be the next CEO of the company. He asked for George's father's advice, the CEO of the company, as to what he thought. As the largest stockholder of the company, and not as my grandfather, apparently the CEO had the exact same opinion. That's when it was decided that he would no longer be the next CEO.
Seriously? And to think that I was going to be the wife of a CEO. Damn it! That means that there was no point in me stealing him from you.
I knew it. So that's what you were really after, huh?
Yes, and that's what you're after too, right? That's the only reason why you would immediately think of asking me for an alimony as soon as you found out the marriage was going to be canceled.
I'm only exercising my legal rights as a person who was cheated on by their fiancé. Besides, I already earn enough money for myself that I don't really care whether my husband is a CEO or not.
What?
I'm not going to tell you about my job, because I don't want you two doing anything that might harm my business. But I'll just tell you that I'm not interested in any money from my husband.
If that's the case, you don't need to ask me for any alimony, right? You already have all the money you need, probably. Why not just be kind and not ask me for any alimony?
I already told you beforehand. I'm only exercising my legal rights as someone who was cheated on by their fiancé. Doesn't matter whether I have the money or not.
But everyone at the office is giving me these cold looks. And I feel as if I'm kind of forced to quit my job at this company. If you take money from me, then I don't know if I'll be able to get by. So can you just, please?
Don't you think you're messing around a bit too much? An alimony is an expression of sorry in the form of money. You can't just refuse to pay or demand a decrease in the amount without any proper reason. It's just out of the question.
But it's true that I don't have any money.
Bothering me about it is not going to solve anything. I'm only answering your text to answer any questions you might have. But having to deal with someone who doesn't know anything is quite tiresome. Please talk to my lawyer from now on.
Fine, let me some money then. Then I'll pay your alimony.
Are you telling me that you're going to borrow money from the person you're supposed to pay an alimony to and use that very same money to pay the alimony?
Huh? Wait, what?
It seems that you're so disoriented that you can't even think straight anymore.
What? That's not what I meant. Wait!
I think it would be better if you talked to my lawyer. Not me. Goodbye then.
Hold on! I thought that I would become a celebrity after I became the wife of a CEO, which is why I used up all of my savings. I seriously don't even have any more money. Cassandra, please, do something about it.
I blocked her after that conversation and left everything to the lawyer I had hired. I asked the two of them to pay an alimony up front and also made George pay the cancellation fees for the wedding. With that, I put an end to this whole marriage cancellation business. Apparently, the two cheaters were forced to take on debt because of this, and then two of them moved to a tiny broken-down apartment that was basically a ruin to save money. But their love, either it was never there or it went cold. As soon as they see each other's faces, they immediately start insulting each other. The psychological effects of constantly living in an irritated environment is taking effects on the multiple part-time jobs they're taking as well, it seems. They keep on making mistakes, and the two of them were eventually fired. They no longer had no means to make a living anymore in their hometown and left for someplace else. What happened to them after that? I don't know.
Hey Hall, I've got some seriously amazing news.
Oh, hey sis. Geez, how time has flown, huh? How have I been, you ask? Not too bad. What about you?
Yeah, whatever. We don't need to go over the small talk. We're sisters. So, do you want to know what I've got to tell you or not?
All right. What is it you've got to say? It's clearly something quite exciting considering you messaged me out of the blue, all happy like and stuff.
You won't believe what I'm about to tell you.
Well, what is it?
I'm going to be a journalist for a fashion magazine. Isn't that amazing? I'm so excited.
Oh wow, that's amazing. Getting a job like that is an incredibly hard thing to do. It looks like your dreams are finally coming true. You've always wanted to do something in the fashion industry, so this must be incredibly exciting for you. How did you get the job?
Well, actually, it's a really funny story. I saw this ad online for the job. It was on one of the fashion magazine websites, but hidden quite well so that only the true fans and people interested in the position will find it and apply for it. You know, someone like me. So I decided to apply for it.
Well, that's great. You know what people say. You'll never get something if you don't go for it with everything you have.
Aren't I just amazing? Although it wasn't an easy job to apply for. The application form was all complicated and incredibly wordy, and there were a bunch of words that I just didn't understand in there as well. Not to mention that they wanted a bunch of previous work and a huge portfolio and other proof of experience to make sure that whoever they hired was correct for the role. I honestly thought that my mind was going to explode with how much work I had to do to get that application in.
Hang on. But you don't have any experience in writing for a fashion magazine. And you've got no previous work to use at all, let alone a portfolio. How on earth did you even apply to the job?
Oh well, I have my ways.
You mean you lied and cheated and stole someone else's work and passed it off as your own?
You make it sound much less glamorous than when I explain what I did. In fact, you make it sound like I'm some horrible criminal.
Well, if you're stealing someone else's work in order to try and get a job, then yeah, you're not the nicest person around.
What's the big deal? The work passed the check. Shouldn't they just be happy that a high-end fashion magazine liked their work enough to pass it on to the in-person interview stage? It's really a compliment, if anything. They should be grateful that I even bothered to use their work in the first place. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been noticed at all.
But it's not your work. Don't you feel bad about stealing someone else's hard work?
Why should I? If they weren't smart enough to use it themselves, then I think it should be fair game.
How are you planning on doing the job, though? If you don't have the experience of writing for a magazine like that, or working in a very fast-paced industry like that of fashion?
Oh, I'm sure it won't be that hard. I mean, it's just writing my opinion about some clothes. It's really not rocket science.
You sound like you don't really care about the job at all with the way you're talking.
Well, I mean, it's not like I'm the most excited about the job. It is work, after all.
So, what are you so excited about?
Duh, can't you guess? The clothes, of course. I'll have so many discounts on all of the top brands. Everyone will be jealous of me because I'll look like $1 million.
Oh, okay then.
I don't think you're fully understanding the kind of clothes I'll be able to buy. Louis Vuitton, Dior, Gucci. It'll all be available to me.
No, yeah, that's great.
Look, just because you would rather dress like a blind 3-year-old in old hand-me-downs and charity rags doesn't mean that the rest of us are wrong for wanting something a bit nicer. We don't all want to look like we don't care about our appearance.
Whoa, what's that supposed to mean? I care about how I look. Just because I don't wear designer brands day in and day out doesn't mean that I'm a slob who doesn't care about her appearance. Also, charity shops can be really good for designer brands. You'd be surprised by what people give away. Old Gucci styles and things like that. They might not be the latest items of clothing, but they're still the same brand, and sometimes the older styles look better than the new ones. They're a bit more classy and have a better fit to them.
Yeah, and Grandma's top is the new couture item of the year. LOL. Face it, you're just not fashion forward. You'd rather wear an old, worn-out pair of jeans with holes in them and an ugly old sweater than a classy, beautiful, and sleek dress or skirt and shirt combo. You're just one of those people who aren't meant to look, well, good.
What? Where is all this coming from? Why are you being so horrible? It's not like I was dissing your new job opportunity. I was just asking how you would be able to do it properly.
No, you were just trying to put me and my new job down. You seriously just can't stand the fact that I'm doing so much better than you in life. And you're jealous that I'm finally doing something with my life, unlike you.
What's that supposed to mean?
What do you think? All you do all day is laze around mom and dad's house, using up their electricity, eating their food, and using their water. I mean, seriously, when are you going to stop being such a worthless, unemployed loser and actually get a job?
I'm not a loser. I've actually been working really hard on something that I think will lead to even better opportunities for me.
Oh yeah? Your little story project? It's a total waste of time. Everyone knows it. You just sit in your room all day, probably sleeping or playing games, and claiming that you're writing and working on a book or something stupid like that. Even if you manage to finish it, no one will want to read it. I bet it's incredibly boring. And you're trying to do this all because what? You feel bad for getting fired? Get over it already. It's about time that you start getting back out into the world and looking for a proper job, not scribbling in some stupid notebook all day. It's not helping anyone and you're not getting money from it. So just quit already and go work in the grocery shop or something. You need to start earning money if you're going to be any use to anyone. I mean, it's really sad that you're wasting your time on something that will never work out for you, unlike me in my new job.
Which you haven't even got yet. You've only got through to the in-person interview. It's not set in stone that you'll be hired or anything like that.
Well, at least I'm doing new things and enjoying my life. So it's not my fault that you're jealous that I'm finally moving up in the world whilst you're stuck doing absolutely nothing with your life.
Uh-huh. You finished with your lecture yet? I've had to listen to this every day for the past however many months. It's getting kind of old.
Hey, I'm just being honest. If you don't like the truth, then maybe you should do something to change it.
Whatever.
Well, I'm just trying to help. Soon enough, Mom and Dad are going to get sick and tired of you hanging around, and they're going to kick you out of the house. I'm only trying to make sure that you're ready for that when it happens. After all, no one wants to live with a useless, unemployed loser.
And has Mom told you that she feels like this? Or Dad?
Well, Mom's definitely hinted at it. I wouldn't be surprised if she just came straight out and said it soon and told you to get out of the house.
Uh-huh, sure. How about you just worry about how you're going to fake your way through your interview and stop sprouting lies, trying to scare me?
Don't say I didn't warn you.
Hey, Mom.
Polly, is everything okay? You don't usually text me like this.
Well, not really. Are you planning on kicking me out of the house?
Oh, you heard about that? Did Sasha tell you?
What? It's true?
Well, come on, darling. You're 24. It's about time that you move out and get your own place to live. You can't live with your dad and I forever, can you? I mean, surely you want your own space as well, right? You can't be having fun living with your parents when you're a young adult. You probably want your own space to invite friends and whatnot over, and you can't do that here.
See, you're trying to make it sound like you're doing me a favor, but is Sasha being kicked out of the house as well?
Well, no. But she needs to stay in the house for now. She needs a stable place to live while she gets this job of hers.
Of course she gets to stay. And she's going to have my room?
We're going to turn it into a writing room for her. She'll need a little office to work in.
What? You're seriously kicking me out just so you can make my room into an office for Sasha? Do you not see how wrong that is? I mean, I get that she's your favorite, but that's just ridiculous. I have nowhere to go.
I'm sure you'll figure something out. You're a smart girl, after all. But I do think it best if you leave by the end of the month.
What? But that's so soon.
The sooner the better. It'll give you more confidence. Plus, if Sasha gets this job, she'll need an office to work from straight away. So it needs to be set up and ready for her.
But Mom...
Now, no moping. I'll help you look for a new place later. I've got to go and meet your sister for now and discuss this fashion job of hers. Talk to you later.
So, Mom told me that she spoke to you earlier? About the whole moving out thing, I mean. I told you she'd want you gone soon.
She only wants me gone because of you. I bet this was all your idea, wasn't it?
I might have given them a push in the right direction.
The right direction? They're kicking me out and I have nowhere to go.
You'll figure something out. Besides, as the daughter with the brightest prospects, it's a no-brainer that Mom will want to give me as many chances as possible to make it in my chosen career. So just make sure you've moved out by this weekend, okay? I want my office ready for when I get my new job. And my interview is next week, so that doesn't leave much time for my office to get ready.
Whoa, hold up a second. I don't think so.
What?
Well, this is my home too. You can't just kick me out.
Well, Mom's already done that, so you don't really have much to say about what's happening.
Look, I'm not just moving out onto the streets. I'm going to talk to Mom and sort all of this out.
Fine. Don't say I didn't warn you, though.
Holly, I thought we talked about all of this. You need to move out.
Mom, what are you on about?
Sasha told me that you're refusing to move out. We talked about this. You need to move out so that we can make your room into an office.
But Mom, if you kick me out, I will literally have nowhere to go.
Look, I'm sorry, but there's just nothing I can do about that. You just need to find somewhere to go.
But Mom...
No. That's my final answer on the matter. I don't want to talk anymore about it.
Fine. Well, you win, Sasha. I hope it was worth it. My room will be clear and empty by tomorrow.
Glad you finally learned your place. Maybe this way you'll be motivated to get up off your butt and actually do some work.
Actually, just to let you know, all this time that you thought that I've been lazing around, scribbling in my notebook, I've actually created a story. I mean, a proper, full-on book. In fact, earlier today I had a meeting with some high-end executives from some pretty big publishing companies, and they're all jumping to publish my book. Some of them have even said that it might be the new Harry Potter. How amazing is that? They've said that I would get quite a large sum of money up front and then royalties when it starts selling. They say it's going to be the next big seller and will make a lot of money.
What?
Oh, and just a heads up, I know that you used my work for your magazine interview. I'm not stupid. It doesn't take a genius to know that I would be your best bet at getting hired. The only problem is, I've added in little nuggets into all of my work, so they'll know that you didn't write the work.
Wait, what are you on about?
Well, because you used to steal my homework and copy it for yourself during high school, I got into the habit of leaving notes in the paragraphs, which clearly don't belong there. They often end with me saying that I was the original writer and that the work you copied was a copy. If you've used one of my pieces, it'll definitely have my own personal watermark.
Oh my god, I can't believe you've done that. But no, for sure. I won't get the job.
Well, maybe you should have actually tried using some of your own work instead of stealing mine. It's too late for you now, but it's a good lesson to learn for the future.
Seriously, Holly? You're just going to ruin my chances of getting a good job and then run away? Nuh-uh. You owe me some of that money from your book. It's the least I deserve after you've messed up my only chance of getting into fashion.
I haven't messed anything up. You're the one who stole work that didn't belong to you. What were you going to do when it came to writing the actual articles? Get someone else to do it for you? There's no way that would have worked.
I'd have figured something out. I could have faked it until I got the hang of things.
No, I really don't think you could have.
Ugh, just because you've written a book doesn't make you some sort of writing expert. I could have done that just as easily.
If so, then why don't you try writing yourself a book? See how easy it is. Anyway, now that I've actually got quite a bit of money, I can finally buy myself a new place to live. I won't have to put up with you or Mom's favoritism ever again.
Well, at least let me move in with you.
LOL, no way. You can stay at Mom's house. Besides, you finally have my bedroom. Why would you want to leave it behind so suddenly?
Well,
See ya. I quickly moved out of my parents' house and into my very own flat, which I was able to afford thanks to the money I got from my book. It even went on to become the #1 best-selling book of the year. My sister Sasha and my mom and dad weren't as fortunate. Sasha ended up freeloading off of my parents for quite a while until they got fed up and demanded that she either help pay the bills in the house or move out. Because she never finished college or got another writing job, Sasha was forced to get work at a local supermarket, where she made minimum wage. Mom and Dad tried to reach out to me, but after how they treated me, I wasn't too keen in talking to them. Sometimes in life, you just have to cut the toxic people out of it in order to grow. And whilst it can be hard sometimes, especially if those people are family, it's always for the better. To have a good life and good mental health, you need to be surrounded by people who support you no matter what.